Hi there and welcome to the Dawn Show. Dawn Stensland-Menti. It's a beautiful day. Can you believe it is July 1st already? What's going on with summertime? Have you made all your summer plans? Well, here's the thing. If you haven't, we're going to make you look like you're the most organized person. We're going to take you through the whole summer and tell you what's going on right here in the Philadelphia region, so you don't have to plan any car trips. You can stay right here at home. We want to get right to Kara Schneider, who's from the Greater Philadelphia Tourism and Marketing, really the guru and goddess of all that is good and happening in Philadelphia. This is my new title for you.
Thank you. I'll change my business cards.
So Kara, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Dawn. It's great to be here.
Yeah, we are live and we are local, and we're talking about what's going on in Philadelphia. And of course, this is a huge week for Philadelphia.
Right. Story of the day is, of course, Welcome America, which runs now through the 7th, through next Sunday. This is a huge thing. This is America's birthday and America's birthplace. There are 4 fireworks shows, basically tonight, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 2 on Penn's Landing, 1 at Race Street Pier, 1 at the over the Art Museum, of course. It is just an amazing birthday party, and people from all over the world come here for it.
Well, and that's the thing, Kara, that always amazes me, is that people from, like you just said, all over the world. This is international for people who come here from China, and you meet so many people. And here we are, we live here. I have relatives who've said, I've never gone to Welcome America, because a lot of people go to the shore.
Right.
But for those of us who have to work and we have our kids, every year I take, our little boys down, and it's just so much fun.
It really is, and there's so many different ways you can do it. You can sort of be inspired at Independence Hall where it happened. You can see people from new countries on this planet looking at the Liberty Bell and saying, wow, this is where our country is now. And you can do fun things like, for instance, tomorrow going to the Hoagie Day, Wawa Hoagie Day, which is a huge thing. And they take, a beloved Philadelphia tradition, the hoagie, but they put a nice, meaningful twist on it, and it's called a salute, a hoagie salute. And they're giving away 4.5 tons of hoagie outside the Independence Visitor Center on Independence Mall. And you can also write letters to the military, and it's really a fun tradition. And I believe Wawa is also keeping admission free to the National Constitution Center all day as well.
Yeah, we'll talk about the National Constitution Center a little bit later in the broadcast and get into the nitty-gritty of that. But I think it's fun. I had a lady from the Far East one time stop, and she said, "What is a Wawa?" We take Wawa for granted here, and even hoagies.
Right. Wawa is Philadelphia for great coffee on every corner.
And it's healthy too, with the apple slices, and even hoagies are not fried, they're healthier. So I think it's something that we definitely take for granted, but what a fun event to be giving away 4.5 tons of hoagie.
And Wawa really deserves a big cheers for being such a great partner and helping us throw this party every year.
Yeah, I think, and wasn't it Ben Franklin? He loved hoagies, right?
Yes, he was an avid hoagie eater. Well documented.
So what else is going? So tomorrow we have Hoagie Day and Wawa Day, and then we have
Pops on Independence is on the 3rd, which is a beautiful Peter Nero and the Philly Pops concert in front of Independence Hall. It's a beautiful, fun night. Bring a picnic. It's free. Hopefully the weather will comply. I guess you can check the website to be sure. Thursday is July 4th, and that begins at 10 o'clock right at Independence Mall. There's, of course, the finale is on the Parkway, the Ben Franklin Parkway, with an incredible concert and fireworks. You'll be hearing from John Mayer, Jill Scott, Kevin Hart, a lot of Philly, the Roots, a lot of Philly presence on the lineup that night.
Neo.
Neo. It's just going to be a terrific concert, as always. But really, the day kind of starts in Old City on Independence Mall at 11 o'clock. After the ceremony, there's a pretty little parade, a fun hometowny parade, and then you sort of migrate west across the city to the Ben Franklin Parkway. There's activity out there during the day, and then in the evening, there is, of course, the concert and fireworks. And
I think it's important to say that, for my boys, 6 and 9 years old, if you have kids, you've got to make your way down, because it's so important for them to know about our history and celebrate this, but also then they realize, wow, this is right here in my own backyard. This is Philadelphia. This is us. Yeah. And it gives them this sense of how amazing our city is and a sense of pride. And there's always so much for kids to do.
There is, and you know, all of the organizations on the mall are so good at doing kids programmings and trying to make the history come alive, whether it's through storytellers or, you know, great demonstrations of Revolutionary era, you know, letter writing and washing and, you know, even treating your musket, things that hopefully will not come into play in your own life. But it really, you do need to step back and say we're sitting on something that we need to pay attention to.
Yeah, and it's just fun, all the reenactors and different actors walking around who are in the garb of the day, so to speak. And my boys always say, "Can I hold your musket and your gun?" No, you cannot hold their gun. But they, you know, but they love to see that, and it brings them back to a different time. So what else is going on?
Well, once the red, white, and blue has faded a little bit, one of the great exhibitions in town right now is Spy, The Secret World of Espionage at the Franklin Institute. This is really cool, and if your boys like gadgets, this is all about the trade of being a spy. And they have some really neat, you know, whether it's a shoe phone a la Get Smart or your umbrella, you know, weapon. They have incredible artifacts, over 200, more than 200, and also things that you can do, like run through a laser maze and put on a disguise. So another terrific way that the Franklin Institute is helping teach about science and entertain kids and make it fun.
Yeah, and I love the Franklin Institute because in that sense, the kids, of course, there's so much interactive to do that keeps them busy, but it's also for you as the parent, you're learning something and it's not boring or you're not being dragged along. It's actually interesting for anybody of any age, which is so great.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a really big one. Another one, it's funny, we just hosted some visiting press in with their children. We had a press trip for kids and adults. And one of the things they loved the most was at the Please Touch Museum. The kids really got into the history of the building as well as the adults. And they tell that story of the centennial exhibit really well. Philadelphians think about 1776, but we don't think about 1876 a lot. Yeah. And a lot happened here, and there's a lot of architecture left and institutions left from that period. So the Please Touch is a great way to learn about some of that.
Yeah, it really is. And you know, you make me think of it with talking about Please Touches. There's always plenty of parking. Whether it's Please Touch, Constitution Center, Philadelphia. You compare us to other cities like Boston or New York where you can never forget it with parking.
Right.
We actually, it's pretty easy with finding parking spaces and walking around and maneuvering compared with other major cities. It's easy for families.
It is. We hear that all the time. This is a great walking city. 39 million people a year visit the region. And one of the things that people love the most and are surprised about is how easy it is to get around.
And we complain about it.
Yeah, of course, it's in our
we
blood.
Whine and complain and there's skill on the parking. But compared with other major cities that you visit, we're a piece of cake.
Absolutely. The zoo is another great one, and they've done some great parking and access.
And they have the buses, too, that run in the trolleys. They make it very easy.
Right.
We have so much to talk about in such a great city, and coming up, we're going to get into more of the Constitution Center and also Longwood Gardens. But Kara Schneider, thank you so much for being here.
Terrific. Thanks, Dawn. Lovely to be here.
We'll be right back.